welcome back. Today we are going to be exploring the mysterious landscape that is the DVD. What the fuck does that even mean, you might be asking? Well, it's pretty simple. I am a physical media collector, obviously, and I honestly think that DVD was the best format. And I'm going to preface that if you're a physical media collector and you feel some steam coming out of your collar and feel your veins starting to pulsate and you're just ready to strike, like obviously I'm not saying that the video quality was better. That would be a stupid argument to make. And that matters, you know. I mean, we all like high definition video. But that's not the reason I'm saying that DVD was the best format. The reason I'm saying that is, I mean, it was the most unique and creative. This was a time that they put the most effort into making it feel like a whole experience more than just a movie. I guess that's the best way I can put it. I mean, this is the point where it wasn't just like a reel of tape that you had to start, stop, and rewind. This was the digital age. Like, I remember at the time, because I don't think I got a DVD player until like 2004 when I got a PlayStation 2. That was my first DVD player. And honestly, I don't even think I got a CD player until like 96, 97. And so for like a few years before that, you would see like CDs on TV and it seemed like this weird future tech. It was brand new. The possibilities were endless, whatever. And then when you finally got a DVD player, it was mind blowing because you had all this extra shit. And it wasn't just like commentaries and the luxury of not having to rewind the tape. They did a lot more than that with it. And it's kind of something that they've stopped doing because it's not even like inherent to DVD. Blu-ray could totally do everything DVD did and more, obviously. And aside from like early on when I think they were pushing like that BD Live feature, most Blu-ray menu screens now just kind of look very plain. You'll have your play, scene select, special features, and language setup, and that's about it. And those features aren't ever really anything other than just like behind the scenes commentaries and stuff, which is all good shit. But DVD had that little extra. It had that touch of magic. And I guess to get the ball rolling, you know, I'll touch on a couple of DVDs that kind of just stepped it up with their menu. The first one is Wayne's World. This is like a personal one. I love this DVD. And the reason I love it is because the menu screen is like a near perfect recreation of the satellite television, like TV guide menu that we had whenever I was really little. We had one of those big satellites that are like the size of a Volkswagen, and they actually changed direction. If you remember that, the thing actually still exists. It's in pretty rough shape, but it's just kind of sitting there like a relic from the past. But yeah, when I got this DVD, which was like probably one of the first DVDs I ever bought, honestly, I immediately just noticed like that's the menu screen that I grew up with.
Just outside of Chicago.
But it's not just like the menu screen. It actually has where like you can scroll to different channels and it'll play like a 10-second clip of something. Like, I know there's Solid Gold Workout on there, Brady Bunch.
Marsha.
They kind of act like commercials for other stuff Paramount is selling. And yeah, it's just a nice little touch. They didn't have to do it, but somebody did do it. Another example of that, another personal favorite of mine, is the American Pie DVD. I'm talking about part 1 specifically. This is like a 3-movie pie pack. But on the DVD for part 1, it's just like a super dated, like late 90s computer setup, like Windows 98 style, right down to the like horrible QuickTime video they're playing of Jason Biggs and Shannon Elizabeth dancing from the movie, but it's like in 240p and it's all choppy and shit. So pretty spot on there. And this one has the all the old standards as far as special features. You know, it's got like the actors' biographies. It's actually got a really cool setup where they have classic quotes and music highlights in the movie where you can actually click on them and they'll go to that part of the movie where the quotable line or music from the soundtrack plays. That's a nice little touch. It also has the something else I miss, which is the soundtrack advertisements. They always open the same way.
American Pie, the soundtrack to the smash film.
Some of them are holdovers from VHS. A little off topic, but one of my favorites is Disturbing Behavior. That DVD actually has the kind of advertisement that basically says,
"Stay tuned for the Fly's music video at the end of this feature."
And they threw it on the DVD, even though on the VHS it just played at the beginning, and then they actually played the music video after the film. I know, I'm weird, but that's very like nostalgic for me, so I always got a kick out of that they threw that on the DVD. But anyway, yeah, that's just like the base level of what they could do with DVD and what they were doing. Another one, and this is on a lot of DVDs, the one I'll be referencing is the Not Another Teen Movie DVD. It has like a trivia feature for teen comedy movies. Those are always fun. This one in particular, I might actually like make a video where I actually do the quiz, because I just recently watched like every late 90s teen comedy, so I feel like I could absolutely destroy that fucking thing. So we'll see, I might do that. And of course, let's not forget the DVD-ROM feature, which is another thing I would like to mess with. If I could ever get them to work on a computer, I would love to do videos where I look through that kind of stuff too. But you almost need old equipment, I think, for a lot of that shit. So who knows? But then the next two I'll be talking about, they step it up just a little bit further. They actually are putting exclusive content on these. In some cases, content that a lot of people would like to have. Specifically, in this case, I'll be talking about the House of a Thousand Corpses DVD. I actually just recently bought this because my Blu-ray shit out on me. Apparently that happens a lot with the old Lionsgate Blu-rays, scarily enough. But yeah, it just quit working one day, and I thought to myself, should I get one of these new like steelbooks or whatever, or should I get the DVD? And I went with the DVD, and it's because it has basically like extra footage baked into the DVD menu that is Sherry Moon Zombie, Bill Moseley, and most importantly Sid Haig, who passed away. And you know, if you're a fan of House of a Thousand Corpses, which I know a lot of people are, Rob Zombie movies in general usually have a pretty hardcore cult following. Just to have these extra scenes of a guy like Sid Haig who playing this character that everybody loves, it's just a cool little touch.
Shit the bed. Well, howdy, folks. Come on in.
And it seems like they are just making it up as they go along, kind of improv-ing it, which is awesome.
You don't quit doing the asshole shuffle and pick one of these goddamn options, I'm gonna come over there and put my boot up your ass. One of them juicy motherfuckers. Oh, yeah.
There's actually a lot of it. There's a different one in each menu. The main menu screen is just Sid Haig. There are some with just Sherry Moon Zombie.
Pick a feature!
Just Bill Moseley.
Yeah, well, these here are the scene selections.
And then there's one with all three of them. It's great. It's definitely like a solid reason to own this if you're a fan, even if you have the Blu-ray or 4K or whatever.
Well, fuck you very much.
Another one that does this is Scary Movie 2. This one just features the parrot from the movie that's always talking shit to everybody. They have like a 3D animated version of this parrot, and he's just talking shit to you the whole time.
I was supposed to get an extra 10 grand for doing this DVD.
There is one point where he shits all over the screen.
Pick something quick, or your car's next, son.
Which, you know, I mean, if you're like me and you have like the sense of humor of a 2-year-old, it's pretty funny. And just a nice little touch, again, that little bit of effort they put into making the DVD feel valuable. And again, that's just the next step up, because you can go even further. You can start doing interactive shit. And a few movies did this. One is the Final Destination 3 Thrill Ride Edition. This is a really cool one because it kind of does like a choose your own adventure interactive movie kind of thing. It's called the Choose Your Fate version of the movie. You just pick it in the menu like you would a director's commentary or whatever. And every once in a while during the movie, there'll be like a coin flip. And you either pick heads or tails, and that can change what happens in the movie. And it's not always that impactful, obviously, if you know anything about these kind of interactive movies. Only about 1 or 2 of them actually change anything. The rest of them sometimes give you like a different kill, or will have a character live even though it's not that impactful on the story. Like I think on this one, if certain characters live at the end, there's like this little scene to remind you that they're alive this time. But yeah, it's a great feature. And on this one in particular, the very first choice, it's kind of like the introducing you to the system kind of thing. It gives you a coin flip. And if you pick, I believe, tails, basically at the beginning of the movie, changes it to where they get on the ride and all die immediately. They give you this little like recap of what happened after, and it cuts the credits. It's pretty great. They have all these insane, like, where are they now kind of title cards playing. And stuff like this is where it really gets cool to me, just as, you know, I can remember running into stuff like this, and it kind of changes like just what was supposed to be a movie night where you pop in a movie and watch it into kind of like an experience, a game. You can just watch the movie if you want, or you can do this one and kind of, you know, it just adds that little weird creative spin on it. I don't know, it's just cool. I don't know really how to explain it much better than that. But the king of this kind of thing for me, this is probably one of my favorite DVD releases of all time, just because of how weird it is. It is the Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2 DVD CD combo. So basically it's like a 2-sided disc. It comes with the movie and the CD soundtrack. And that in itself is super like unique. That makes it unique enough. On top of that though, if you go digging around, they have all these runes that are kind of like hidden Easter eggs that I guess are actually runes in the movie, and you can like read about what they mean and shit. And it's got the DVD ROM thing. It's got the soundtrack thing. This one packs all the tricks I've talked about up till now pretty much into this thing. But the big feature of this is the Secrets of Esravar.
Unlock the secret of Esravar.
I'm not even sure how to like explain this, but it's like a puzzle game. Just watching like the video package they have for it, I mean, it seems insane. They're telling you basically that they want you to like look for hidden shit in the background of the movie as you're watching it, which they're really pushing this hard. They've got some like pretty weak, mundane things here, and they're really trying to push it to you like it's fucking insane or something.
It all looks normal enough until you look again. Here, the locks are arranged in the shape of a pentagram. But here, they are not. Look carefully at the glass window. Is it the face of a victim?
But yeah, they're basically telling you to go look for these parts of the movie that have secrets in the background, and then you play it backwards, and this little thing at the bottom of the screen will have like letters, and you're supposed to make a word out of that gives you a hint to find the next part of the movie that
at the lower right-hand corner of your screen, you will see letters. As you play the tape backwards,
it's fucking insane. It's way too much, and I've never done it, but I've always kind of wanted to, because I imagine if you're like a Blair Witch nut, which a lot of people, especially at this time, were, because of all the like marketing that they pulled off with the first one. If you were a fan of this movie and you wanted to like dig into the lore and stuff, like this was probably amazing for you. And I'd be curious if there were any other like releases that did this kind of thing. I'd like to find them and get them all, but this is the only one that I know of that does something kind of that crazy. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to do this, kind of look back fondly at something that we once had that's kind of gone now. It's really a shame that the studios that make these and the distributors have kind of stopped putting all the effort into it. I mean, early on in Blu-ray, I do know there is one movie, Return to House on Haunted Hill, the sequel to the Dark Castle movie. They did a cool like choose your own adventure movie. I'm pretty sure that one was made with the intention of being a choose your own adventure movie.
This whole idea of what we're calling navigational cinema, it's a whole new age and people are going to love it.
Which is kind of cool because it fit with their whole gimmick of stealing Castle film gimmicks and incorporating them into the movies. And it always seemed to me like a cool way to just kind of like, they made their own gimmick for a home video experience. So it's like a Castle film for the home video era. That was really cool, but I think it was a one-off. It didn't do great. And so they just never did it again. At least Warner didn't, because they're the ones who put it out. But yeah, it's a shame that stuff like this doesn't happen anymore. I kind of miss it, but also I still have all these DVDs that I can go back and look at. I mean, I'm probably going to do this more in the future, maybe on a more individual basis. I could do a whole review on this thing probably if I dove into that puzzle or whatever, and I could hit all the little trivia things, and if I could ever get the DVD-ROM shit to work, that would be fucking awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to kind of reminisce about it with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and until next time.
DVD.